talking horses on an absolutely gorgeous October afternoon. The Big A, Anthony Stabile, Andy Sterling, coming to you from Belmont Park. Unbelievable.
October 21st.
Incredible.
Did I get that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
October 21st. This feels like April 21st.
No, April 21st is cold.
It's colder.
About
Yeah.
June
Well,
21st.
we were. You know, it's funny. I was going through my phone the other day. I found the picture of us on either Memorial Day or Memorial Day Sunday.
Memorial Day weekend was
With
freezing
the
cold
hat.
this year.
Well,
Yeah.
we had matching hats
It may
on.
have been Memorial Day weekend was a crazy cold.
I think it was
weekend.
that Sunday.
Yeah, that was one of the
We were
coldest
up here
days
with
we were here the whole meet.
I had I
that
inverted my
nightmare.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, it was like 50
ski
degrees.
cap.
It was like
It
50
was
degrees
It was
out.
worse than that. It was freezing.
Unbelievable. Right.
It was freezing.
Forgot all
The
about
only
that.
time I've ever wore a hat on set.
Great. All right, well, we'll get done with the weather conversation. One of the lowest forms of conversation. Free $25 play along with a $200 deposit match.
That's
if
a lot.
you sign up for Naira Bets, head to NairaBets.com. Use that promo code CUP25. Sign up for all that good stuff, and more importantly, you'll become a member of Naira Bets. You'll be supporting racing in New York, and more importantly, you'll be keeping the money in the game. This game cannot afford to have money siphoned off to investors, to private. It has to stay in the game to work with the backstretch, whatever the situation is, to
Absolutely.
make the game better. And if you're playing through Naira Bets and you opt in, it's so easy. Do that as well.
Andy can do it.
Bet 50. If I can do it, anyone can do it. $50 each at Belmont and Delaware or more today, and you opt in. $15. A $15 bonus. Belmont Saturday contest, $300 buy-in. Live money contest every Saturday. Naira.com/contests. And enjoy that contest as the waning days of Belmont Park. And, of course, today's America Day at the Races, FS2 from 12:30 to 5 as well, covering all the races from Belmont Park. And it's amazing. I mean, we've had one day where we lost turf racing the whole beat. We have days sporadically we lost a race here
Right.
and there. That
That's
week we had a
different.
lot, but one day. The whole
One off the turf day.
yeah,
Wow.
A little possible rain next week, looking at it.
Early
Yeah.
in the week, yeah.
I won't be here.
Starting Monday. Oh, that's right.
I'm not rooting for rain just because I won't be here.
No, I know that. We know that.
I'll be in,
It won't just
I'll
won't
be in
affect you
glorious
as much.
Saratoga. All right, race number 1.
All right.
So the horse to beat in race number 1 is Supreme Mora. We'll take a look here at 2 races back at his good effort. Then he came to Saratoga after that race and was a short price and just a complete and total no-show. He's the horse to beat, but man, he's a little tough to stomach.
He's the horse to beat, but I almost felt like those.
This race will smother this field.
But I feel like those races 2 and 3 back, he almost kind of caught lightning in a bottle.
No,
With the blinkers, with the addition of
He's got
blinkers.
84 buyers in 2 races and 89 buyers.
He does.
At 89, he didn't catch lightning in a
But they
bottle.
were-
He would drown this field
they
with
were
about
f-
6 races.
They
in
were
it.
for Rudy and Rob Actress. No offense to George Weaver.
No, I understand,
Right?
but
This horse
it's-
was claimed for 40, was gone for almost 2 months, and then had a claim voided on him last time when he got
now
beat
he's in
20
for
lengths,
12.5.
and now he's in for 12.
I get it. No, I get it. I'm not, but he's got that race and plenty of others.
He's
It's not
going
lightning
to
in
go
a
to a
bottle,
new home today. I would imagine for the 12.5, they will be lined up for him.
assuming it isn't voided again.
Correct. But right, well, they
And,
won't.
you
They
know, you
don't know
go
that
through
when
the
they're dropping
race.
the
You've
slip.
got Grit and Glory, who won a sort of very weak field last time by wiring the field. You've got Regal Quality here, who comes off this big win, and no knock on the Cantermachi barn, but you're claiming a horse that won at the absolute bottom level, that just sort of was a they knew kind of, and I picked him. It's not like, but he was bet and he just ran off. But do you really trust him?
No.
And it's not that good.
I put him second, but he's just. I mean,
I don't like this horse at all.
I don't know about it all, but I put him second, kind of just. I don't want Supreme War. I didn't know what to do with a couple others.
Well, what do you do with Blewett, who's probably the main speed here? But, even that race that he won at Saratoga is the main speed. That was really not a very good effort. And I'm not sure that effort's going to win it here. And I know he was running in sprints, and he's a better horse going long, and he's a speed. I just don't trust him at all. And I don't know about you, Anthony. That's why I took Hammer and Hammer off the claim. Now, his recent form, obviously, is something to be desired. He does have back races that are good enough, and I just wanted an alternative at a better price to a lot of horses that I want no part of.
And a lot of his back races were for Rudy. And now this horse is in the Gustavo Rodriguez barn. Gus
Well,
was
it's
a
not
long
just
time
that they were
assistant.
for Rudy. I mean, he's got good races for Wayne Potts.
Recently,
he's got good
but
races
his
for
real
Dylan Clark.
real good races are a year or so ago.
Yeah, but he's
2
got
years
good
ago.
races on his program for a lot
Yeah.
of different trainers, including the trainer who had him before, and Oscar Barrera, who he actually ran okay for. It's not, it's just his form has eluded him, and I don't trust him at all. But I just want somebody else. Now I'm not betting at 5-2, obviously early money. I would bet him at 5 or 6-1 in this race because there's a real chance he can't run anymore. And even if he can, if Supreme Wara shows up at all, he may just win anyway. You're way against Supreme Wara. I'm not. I think
I'm
he's
way against
an
Supreme
hour the
Wara.
horse to beat in this
Okay.
race. I think you're underrating his chances. I'm not. I wouldn't bet him.
I think a horse that's claimed for 40 and now is in for 12.5 with avoided claim in between over the course of almost 4 months.
I get it.
He can beat me.
I get it, but these horses win, Anthony, and I'm not running the window to bet him. I didn't pick him on top, but I think having him fourth is a mistake.
Okay.
Race number 2, a giant scratch in this race when the 11 Yarrow came out, who was way the horse to beat in here. You've got a couple of horses now left coming out of the race that Yarrow ran 2 back. Umbria, who finished second, who got a tremendous ride that day from John Velasquez, who's aboard again today, and Mr. Connecticut. You've gone to Mr. Connecticut. We'll take a look at that replay.
Yeah. Like you said, a tremendous ride from Johnny on Umbria. Kind of felt like Mr. Connecticut is going to benefit from the first start. I don't think it was given her. You say the words given a race, and there's such a terrible. It's like a bad thing to say, but it looked like he needed his first race. He lost some ground, whereas Umbria really just had a really good ride.
Not
and a
much
good
ground.
trip.
He was in the 2-path the whole way. He was never really
He
wide.
lost a little. I thought it was a
wider than the other horse. Yeah,
Yes,
he can win,
I
obviously.
thought it was a useful debut, and I think he'll move forward off of it. I thought it was him, Umbria, and Yarrow, and now it makes things a little easier for
I don't
me.
agree at all with you
Right.
on that assessment because I don't think either one of these horses are necessarily that good.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I even gave a look to Mighty Meister, who comes out of a very, very strong field down at Delaware. I think the inclination is to look at that race and go, oh, is it Delaware? Well, the winner of that race is an OK Mike Stidham horse. The second horse is that Michael Dickinson horse that Michael had told me was going to win a Grade 1.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if he's going to win a Grade 1, but he had run in another race. And he stayed inside. He didn't have any major trouble, but he had he had a big gallop out, this horse, for what it's worth. And that was his first start in 10 months. I'm telling you, I think he's going to run okay, this horse, at a big price. I'm going to bet shutters in this race. It's a rare situation of getting Chad Brown at a square price. And David Aragona was pointing out how well he's done with Manny Franco and some of these horses, particularly for Peter Brandt, and obviously the horse who's Sifting Sands is in the stake on Saturday. And they bet too much on shutters first time out.
You and I talked
for
about
him
this.
to be as bad as he was. And he was bad. Make no mistake. He was bad. But that was a race that was completely dominated on the front end. And I kind of want to give this guy one more chance. It's funny. I had put him second to the 11, and I was considering changing it and putting him on top because Yarrow was going to be a short price. The scratch made it easier for me.
Christophe Clement made it easier for you. How about
Well,
Christophe
he's-
Clement, by the way? Yesterday was the 30th anniversary of his first runner, Spectaculaire. You remember Spectaculaire?
It's funny. For a guy who's in his 70s, he looks spectacular. He really does. No, he really does. He keeps himself, he's really.
I knew you had to pervert that some way.
He's younger than I am.
Couldn't just leave it. I know. He's 56, I think.
Yeah, he's younger than I am.
Yeah.
No,
30
they
years.
had the special donuts or
Here's to the
something they
next
were
30
tweeting,
years.
those
No.
Christophe Clement donuts up there, because he's a guy who needs another donut. He needs a donut like you need a donut.
I was going to say, I cannot.
Or,
I
frankly,
cannot comment
or
on
I
this.
need one too.
I cannot comment on this.
I'm little, but I could lose a few as well. Race number 3, I thought was somewhat of an interesting race. Semper Fidelis, who came out, wasn't really a player in this race.
Stole my horse.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this race. We both landed on what do you think now? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I knew you'd pick this horse, but I liked him too, so I wasn't going to change it.
I'd like to see Joel Rosario be a little aggressive from.
Well, he's the lone speed. A little aggressive. He should be clear. If they're not going from the rail with this horse, then I don't know what he's doing in the race.
I want to see.
He's the
some
controlling
aggression, though.
speed.
I hope you're right.
He is faster than these horses.
I think so too. But
not even close.
I don't.
It's not even close.
I don't disagree.
So go.
I don't disagree.
You draw the rail and you have the fastest horse. You don't go.
I know.
Like, what are you doing?
I know.
And Rudy goes. I mean, Rudy's not a trainer that likes to rate his horses.
And if you watch the program, you know that this horse is one of my pets. I'm
I know you
a
love
fan of this horse.
But his races are good.
Yeah.
I mean, last time out, something went wrong in the slop. He was fractious beforehand. The Bo Liam race, he ran fine. The following C race, he ran fine. And the Bank on Shay race, he got a slow pace. But
right. He's run well against good horses.
He's a very, very logical horse
Yeah.
in this race. And, you look at, I think the horse that scares me the most is Perfect Munnings. I have no idea what your love for the 3 is, who's just way too slow. But Perfect Munnings race at Saratoga, and I guess Todd wanted to decide, and he was insanely overbet last time at 4-5, but I guess Todd wanted to find out he had run well on the turf. If his improvement would transfer the turf, he very quickly found out that was not the case. But you got to admit, this horse ran this day. I know this is a tougher field, but I am very scared of this horse. He runs back to this race, and what do you think now? Better run his race.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Kind of get what he's saying. That was a huge race by him. And it was his first race,
I'm going to tell you what I don't. I'm going to tell you what I don't like about him, because I thought about putting him second as well.
Well, you had to put Horse with No Chance second.
Well, right. Well, I wrote a little bit of a hot barn.
So what?
I don't like all of the changes with Perfect Munnings. The blinkers, the surface. To me, it's just all a little confusing.
Yeah,
he's coming back.
That Todd Pletcher.
He's
such a clown.
He's coming back in 3 weeks.
Okay.
I know there were a lot of things that were a little confusing to me, and it's going to be. I'm very curious to see how they bet this race.
How is South Africa going to be contentious in this race?
Like I said, this is another one. I think this horse has a little potential. I know it's the end of his 4-year-old year now, but I think he's getting back to what he wants to do, and that's sprinting. I think he'll be
the best races he ever ran was last time in a mile.
Yeah, but I think his best race was the race. I thought he ran well back. I thought he ran well when he broke his maidens.
He's a horse who runs slow figs with perfect trips.
Well, I think he's going to get a decent enough trip in here. We'll see how he does for a barn.
That's your go-to.
How he does for a barn that's been hot as of late.
Right, he'll be 100-1. Good luck.
But David only has him 8-1.
And he's an underlay at that. Well, maybe the scratch will move him down even further with Semper Fidelis coming out.
What do you do with Mahamel?
I know what I do with him.
Me too. I did the same thing, and I think there's a really good chance he's the favorite in here.
No, there's no chance he'll be favored in here.
You want to bet a lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
Gladly. We're at 84, by the way. It's a low for a while. 1 lunch, 5 not favored. How could anybody bet this horse back?
David has a morning line favorite.
David will be wrong. Nobody's betting this horse. This horse is ridiculous.
Okay.
This was his last race.
Cutting
was
back, awful. But he's cutting back.
So what?
He'll be the favorite.
He was winning that race if they ran it at 5 furlongs, 6 furlongs. He didn't run
2 steps.
7 furlongs.
He didn't run 2 steps.
Furlong.
But he will be the favorite today.
No, he won't.
2 lunches?
No, we bet 1. We're fine. David isn't the favorite. I don't want to bet too much. What about Risk Profiles race last time? I wanted to show the entire running, I think. Actually, the start, and then I want to show the 5/16ths. This horse, I know this is a significantly tougher race, but this horse got in trouble. He was completely pushed back to last. He is last. He's a speed-type horse. I know they were moving up front in this race. He also rode the Gold Rail, but look at how far back this guy is. And we pick it up again now at the 5/16ths pole, which we're about to. Look at where he is. I mean, he is. What chance does this horse have to win this race?
0.
Now, he did ride a Gold Rail to get it done, and he still ran a figure that's probably good enough to beat South Africa and a few others in this race.
He's still 6 lengths off the lead.
Gold Rail or not. This
Gold
is
Rail or
some
not. And now he has to get off the rail, just go around that horse, that tiring horse, and he goes right back to the inside. I'll tell you what, another fantastic Hall of Fame ride from John Velasquez here. This horse is impossible at every point of the race except the last 2 jumps.
Amazing that horse won.
Yep.
What about Sociatore?
I mean, off his dirt race 2 starts back. I mean, he's got 2 dirt races on his card. He got beat 3/4 of a length. Obviously, since that day back in August of last year at Saratoga, which he ran really well, and he has just gotten good. He's gotten better, and
his
recent
form
was
extremely good.
You throw out the mile race on the turf, where obviously this horse doesn't want to go that far. I mean, his turf sprints are good, and the dirt race. I know people are going to say, "Well, it was 5.5 furlongs off the turf at Saratoga." He ran that day, even if you knock it down 10 points, it puts him right there today.
Are you surprised that Mahamel's even running? I didn't think we'd see this horse after his last race for a while. Maybe something went wrong last time. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know.
starting
I'll
to
tell you
show,
what. I'll tell you what I
though.
do
Sneaker
find a
Stores
little
was bad.
curious. Johnny rides risk profile, having rode Mahamel in his first four.
Well,
in his
he
last
may have
four
also have given them a
He
call.
may have.
You don't really know
He
the
may have.
story behind
You're right.
that. That's a little tough.
You're right.
Race number 4. Well, race number 4 is an interesting race because there's a gigantic trip horse in here, but there's also a horse that may just be better than these horses in 5 Alarm Robin. Let me ask you a question about 5 Alarm Robin. Couple of things. First of all, the drop. Well, see, I think the drop with this horse is sort of interesting. I believe that this horse, this owner may have passed away recently.
Owner passed away. The sister is running the operation
Right,
now.
because I don't think this was running the estate up in Saratoga. Is
No, it's
that-
probably Dom Salzano Jr.
Right. So,
Yeah.
by the way, condolences, the family. And so when you see an estate dropping horses, and they've dropped some horses, they may just be dropping hoping they get claimed. So I'm not sure that this is one where the drop is a negative. Is it possible this horse just got better in Saratoga because the horse had run well in Saratoga
Yes, he
last
did.
year?
Yes, she did.
But, I mean, if she runs her recent races, she's just better than these horses, isn't she?
She's actually run. You see, I thought, and I picked her on top today.
No, I don't blame you. She's
But-
the way that I had her on top originally,
But
too.
there's
I
a
decided to be kind of
chance.
wise guy.
There is a
Of course, I had no
chance.
chance.
There is a chance this horse could be one of those horses that loves Saratoga. She's run well enough outside of Saratoga.
No, but her best races.
Her best races, and even the time she got beat 4 lengths in the maiden race 2 summers ago, she ran
that was
against
a
real horses.
Crazy pace,
Yeah,
too.
crazy pace,
The
and she
second
ran
horse
against real
wins that
horses.
race. Oh, my God.
I know, that's your girl.
Magic Star
So, right, I mean, that was a real field. It was a real pace. The whole thing.
She had to run a stake horse in the last race on Travers Day.
He won 5 that day, right?
Of course, Kelly can run. Yeah, and he couldn't have won 4. Such a pig.
I remember seeing him in
What he
Nove
does
that
to
night.
his
I remember seeing him
friends.
in Nove that night and being upset. I was like, you won 5 of 13 on Travers Day. Why are you upset? I didn't win the Travers. This is such a sick man.
No, that's not true. I think that the best trainers
They want to win every time they
Well,
go over
it's
there.
not even that. I don't even that. I think if you talk to the top best trainers in history in the game, they're gonna have a big day, and obviously you're happy with a big day. But I think they're gonna also spend more time reviewing the races that went wrong.
Yeah.
You learn more by your mistakes than
Yes,
you
you
do by
do.
your successes.
Yes, you do.
know, you're doing things right.
Yes,
and
you
sometimes
do.
you have to understand that things go right for them to happen.
Yes, you do.
Blue Atlas.
Now, Blue Atlas is though. I
Who
mean,
you like two back,
Yeah.
and fortunately you didn't bet her last time because
Yes.
she blows the brake. Not only blows the brake, she like turns her head on Kendrick, and she's totally out of the race. And it's not as though this was some race that just totally fell apart. This horse, not only does she have that trouble there, and I understand that B-Bit, had a little bit of trouble in the stretch too, but B-Bit got a very, very easy trip in the race. Whereas Blue Atlas right now is trying to come between horses. It's going to get completely shut off here at this point. Kendrick has absolutely nowhere to go, and this is just bad luck by Kendrick. I mean, it's just there. B-Bit can't get out of that spot. Kendrick does a superior job of getting her out without really losing a lot of momentum, but still, I mean, it's very possible if she had gotten a clear path with the break and everything, she would have won that race. But she's dropping off that race. I know she's a 6-year-old, getting late in the turf season. I get it. They're going to make these drops. She's a tough horse to trust, but what a trip she had.
off the trip, she almost has to be included today, right?
No, you have to use her. My problem is I just don't know how good she is, and that's and I hate these trip horses sometimes because they're just super short prices. But obviously, she had a legit one. All right. I'm either completely off my rocker with Champagne Horizon or I'm particularly clever. But I looked up her race 2 back. That race is very competitive with this field. And then last time out, I don't know what went wrong, but she was against Mr. Karras. The pace completely held together. The speeds were 1-3-2 around the track. She had a 12 post. I didn't watch the replay, but my guess is that it was a nightmare from start to finish. Her race 2 back can win this race.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a square price in here. So she gets Joelle. I just thought she was a little bit interesting. I don't love her, but I don't love any of these horses.
No,
and I'm
it's
a little
hard to love.
concerned
It's hard
about
to
the 6.
love any of them.
I'm a little concerned about the 6 being a better Saratoga horse.
You have the concern with the 6 on the Saratoga horse. Was last time the time for Blue Atlas? Yeah,
Right.
I don't
Is she going to
disagree.
run back to that race?
I thought any of the 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 go in this race.
The 5 can't win.
I don't know.
Anthony, she can't run anymore. She can't run.
I'll tell you what. they're going to put her on a lead today.
Okay, they put her in the lead last time.
I know
How'd
they
that
did,
work?
but wasn't that better? Up against better last time?
No,
the
she was
first race in 10
horrendous
weeks.
last time.
I know she was.
Hideous.
I know she was, but I'm
luck to her.
wondering if they could just try and speed pop this field.
Good luck to her. Well, she's the speed.
I don't trust the rest of them, Andy, like you. And she'll be a big enough price, I think, that.
Did I read her tees riding? Good luck.
She's 8-1 morning line. They got to bet the 6.
luck.
They got to bet the 7. I think your horse is going to take some money. They'll
horse is
bet
gonna
B
take
bid a
some
little
money.
bit. I'll bet she'll be shorter than Foxtail.
Well, she should be.
Yeah,
Foxtail
well,
can't
I'm just
run.
saying. So Foxtail will be 10
All right, we
to
spent
1.
enough time on Foxtail.
All
Good
right.
luck. Race number 5. Race number 5. Shall we take a look at? I want to look at the start of the 2, because the 2
Dorso Duro.
Dorsaduro.
Dorso
is
Duro.
that?
I don't know what it is.
Come on, Anthony. You're the erudite guy up here. You're supposed to know this. This horse completely blows the break. I mean, look where this horse is after the start. And this horse flies up to be the speed. I mean, this was a 3/4 to a length slow and then dropped back further and then just bolts up there. So somewhere in there, there's some ability on this horse. I can't really take him in here, but I think he is a little bit interesting, and it's worth watching that race.
Okay. Dorso Duro
You
is.
spend more time on your phone. during the show
Dorso
than
Duro
you
is
do.
Venice's university.
Oh, there you go.
I was
That's you
Googling.
looking it up. Okay.
And the streets around
Venice's
the campus.
University?
Yes.
Nice.
And the streets around the campus. I did not know that.
I didn't know it either.
Now we
could've
do.
Talked about it. Who'd you pick here?
I picked Safalo's Mission, half to your favorite, my Roxy girl.
I know.
Who was
Is there a tip on this horse?
No tip. I don't know. I didn't love anything that had run prior. I think if you're going to pick one of the runners, you pick the right one.
I got a call from Nanuet.
Your car,
this is about my car. I'm thinking
your
this is car
warranty?
insurance.
When was the last time you had a car?
2008.
13
That
years.
insurance is lagging.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody of you have gotten those calls more than 3 times a day. Yeah, I got you. It's an easy race to want to take a
Yes,
first-time
a
starter.
little bit of a fresh
I thought
race.
the thrill of it was logical. Comes out of a live enough race or a good enough race. Overstep looked pretty good for Todd Pletcher.
Didn't take any money. She didn't take any money first time, man. He didn't take any money.
He ran well enough.
He did,
Was
yeah, I
logical
know.
in here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, what's Al's Rocket?
Well, I mean, the Pletcher firsts have been running. I just
$40,000 2-year-old of a terrible work for Cairo Prince. Maybe. Yeah, it's Todd, I get it.
I wanted
don't
I wanted a couple of firsts.
We saw the race differently.
Yeah.
I want to bet Dr. Davis in here. This horse was an international tip, you know, working like a killer for his first start. I know he's a tourist, but it's really a dirt dam side. Maybe this horse can run a little bit, and they just got the surface wrong.
Maybe.
And today he's going to be 4 to 6 to 1, somewhere in that range. And it's kind of like I didn't participate in either of the funerals with this horse.
Well, you see,
So-
I think it's hard to assess what kind of price he's going to be because he was so short first time, and then he took plenty of money second time. He was 3 to 1 second time.
Whatever he is, he's not going to be. He's not going to be 2 to 1 in this race.
He shouldn't be.
and he's not going to be. And you know, I just thought I'll give him a chance in the dirt. I haven't lost any money on him, and I looked at this race. The weird horse in this race is the number 6. In fact, right?
Half the Securities and
Right.
a couple
So
other
this is
runners. Yeah.
Well, you know, this horse is a have to. One of my favorite fillies. The horse that, as a 2-year-old, I think arguably may have been better than the eventual champion that year. It was one of the greatest races in Saratoga in the last, 15, 20 years.
Who?
Million Reasons Why, when she ran the Adirondack
yes,
against,
yes.
what's her name? The Asmussen horse that won the Breeders' Cup.
My Miss Aurelia?
Mimis Aurelia, yeah. I mean, she had all the worst of it against Mimis Aurelia that day,
I'll
and
tell
that
you
was a
what.
tremendous race. They were like 20 lengths out of the field. She unfortunately, had an unfortunate end, and things didn't go well after that. But this horse has significant pedigree.
And the connections will assure you of 20 to 1 or higher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing it
Yeah,
out there.
I
I'm
gotcha.
not in love with this horse. We got 4 more. Can't wait to talk about them. We'll be back after a quick break.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit NairaBets.com.
Did you miss us? We missed you.
It's impossible not to miss us. Impossible. Trust what I tell you.
What price is Flop Shot going to be in this race? He ain't going to be 6 to 5.
3 to 5.
I'm thinking he's going to be 3 to 5. Rails are down in the inner turf. We'll see how much it matters this late in the meet. They have not been down since the first week. I mean, we'll take a look at his last race. And Shamrock did his usual little bit of running towards the end. He was down the inside. This was a race that was not dominated forward. I mean, this race was coming apart. Price Talk ran huge. I don't know where they're going with him next, but he ran huge for Tony Dutrow. Run this horse down. I mean, I'm picking against him for a specific reason, but he's way the horse to beat. I mean, he's way.
I wasn't going to try to get
way the
cutesy
horse
here
to beat.
today.
I thought he ran terrific last
Yep.
time. I thought he ran terrific. Now, the one thing I'll say is Chad Brown has exceptional numbers off the layoff. So I don't expect he's going to run better, but I think if he runs that race, he's going to win.
Yeah.
So I don't think you really need him to improve. I'm going to bet Value Engineering. And obviously with the rails down, I worry about his trip. And I think that people have given up on him. And maybe they're right. But I'm going to say something. This horse was 2 wide in the first turn and 3 and 4 wide in the second turn. And this was opening day here at Belmont. And that first week, the rail was absolutely gold on the turf. And you had no chance in these inner turf races with wide trips. This race was completely dominated by horses that were down on the inside. And a lot of people are going to look at Value Engineering's race and they're going to underappreciate it. They're going to say, oh, another disappointment. And I get it. He's got 6/3 and stuff. But he actually did not run badly at all.
No, he didn't.
He was way, way, way against the track. And he's good enough to win this race. And if Flop Shot runs his last race, he's probably going to beat him. But I think it's a lot closer, and they're going to give up on this horse today. I think especially they're not going to bet both Chad Browns. And I thought today is the day to bet Value Engineering, who's been a short price. He actually ran extremely well 2 back when there was no pace whatsoever. This is a horse that has been unlucky.
His record makes him look worse than he
a
really
bigger
is.
dog than he is, kind of, you know? He has had a lot of bad luck.
No question
Maybe
about
today
it.
he'll get some good luck and his price will be
Yeah, he
good.
hasn't had a lot of luck in his career. I think that's a more than fair statement to make.
The annoying thing is that one of the races he won, he beat me. I bet Tie to the Sea that day. He had to beat Tie to the Sea.
Oh, I remember that.
5 to 1 that day, or 6 to 1.
On your birthday, of all things.
Is that my? That was my birthday. No, oh, that was my birthday.
Yeah. I believe you texted me.
Those,
I believe I'm
those,
going to take
those
this beat on
Clarivate
my
sources
birthday.
I got taken down on the race after the Belmont on a Juddmonte horse, and they put a Clarivate horse up.
Oh, I remember that. That was the big to do when Castellano got the fine,
postpone
right?
was it? No. Was it
No. Postpone was an old Scotty Schulhofer horse.
Oh, you're
Won
right.
Won the Peter Pan,
Vance,
I think.
Jeannie Vance. I
Jeannie
think
Vance,
they're in
yeah.
those silks, those
Yep,
black,
the black
white,
and dots and
yeah.
stuff. Yep.
No wonder we're friends. We're both so sick.
I know the horse you're talking about. I can't remember. I just remember
There was
a
something
big,
like
There
that
was a
with
big
a
to do
P.
when Castellano got fined like $2,000
I know
or
it's
something.
a ridiculous DQ,
Right.
but we always think it's a ridiculous DQ were involved. That was when I bet Destin, just whatever. He got beat a Zop in the Belmont.
That was I got you
and
that
then
day,
the
Creator.
next race I got disqualified, my birthday. And even, anyway.
2016.
Yeah, I remember the set got put up. He texted me after the race and said, no one should get taken down on their birthday.
That's what
Thanks
you
a
told
lot.
me. Yes. Fantastic.
So race number 7, there's a lot going on in this race. And I think the first thing to talk about is From Another Mother.
Hey now.
Forgetting about everything else, this horse ran very well behind a very promising horse in Judge Davis for Shug.
In the teeth of it.
I mean, this horse ran. And apparently, by the way, the other Ray Handle horse is working well.
Yes.
The Constitution. I mean, and I think because
I can't pick Ray Handel, but yes.
I think because it's Ray and nothing, it's not Chad or Todd or Shug or anything. This horse is probably not going to be as short as he should be. And this horse is pretty darn good, despite being trained by Ray. Think how good he'd be if he had a good trainer.
Imagine.
Oh my God, just a decent
Kidding,
trainer.
Ray.
No, this is a good horse. It's also a great name. Of course, Ray is Jamaican.
Yeah.
So I just feel like this is a horse that is going to get underbet in here. And I'm not sure he shouldn't be favored because horses like Mo Donegal, and we'll show you the whole race he comes out of. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, don't you know it?
I feel like more often than not, you get in trouble betting these horses. And this horse ran fine, and he's obviously a horse that's supposed to improve with distance. But I don't know, because he's a little bit green already, and it's unusual with Todd first-time starters. Now, he wasn't bet first time. Javier's riding him early to get him in the race, which probably indicates they wanted to go after him. He's going to get steadied inside the break of the turn coming up here. He had a big gallop out. He's got right in here. It's really subtle, but you can see it, and it's right at the break of the turn when Javier steadies. I mean, it's interesting Javier's not back on this horse because he rode him so hard last time out. And I don't know why Irad gets the mount over Javier because it feels like he deserves another chance. Not like he did something wrong with this horse. Maybe he wants to ride the horse that I picked.
Came very close to picking your horse.
But my problem is this race was kind of falling apart behind the horses up front. Triple Elvis was hanging like a chandelier. The other Chad Brown horse made a big run. That horse probably wants to go longer too. I don't know. I'm a little worried this race was falling apart a little bit. I'm worried that this horse is a trap. He's back in 3 weeks. Does that worry you at all?
Yeah, of course. I told you it worried me earlier about the maiden.
Inordinate was the worst.
Not the maiden. Perfect Munnings.
Todd has great numbers, and I know the ROI you say $1.93. This is Todd Pletcher.
And that beats the take.
Now, the problem is these are 2-to-1 shots. You know what I mean? And I'm not. It's just.
He was
He's either very much
mind,
worse to
he was
beat
a very
or a sucker
he was
bet.
a very safe pick in my mind.
I don't think he is a safe pick because he's a
No,
short price.
no. What I mean is, it's hard to think he's not going to be some sort of a player in this race. I thought both predicted, and from another mother, the horses I have second and third.
I don't think he's a safe play because he's a short-priced horse that you're betting slightly on the come.
Okay.
Now, he did run fast enough from a speed figure standpoint last time out that he doesn't need to improve dramatically to win. As far as predicted, there is a possibility that he's coming out of a lousy race, a race that we thought was really good because we like Stellar Tap, who's now proven that he's just not much horse in 2 subsequent starts. He had a little bit of trouble in there. He was a bit green. He made a wide move. Tony Dutro's horses are running incredibly well. I just thought it was an opportunity to take a little bit of a shot with him in here. He's got to improve, obviously. But I thought he was interesting. A tap it, a little more distance. I thought he could be interesting for a trainer who's doing very little wrong, to say the least.
Yeah, good year for Tony Dutro.
What about Iris C? This is an Aragona horse. He loves this horse. The problem I have with him is he comes out of a hideously bad
Took a
dirt
ton of
race.
money first time. That's a lot of money.
That was a bad
first
field.
It was.
But he's working well. I don't know. He is working well. I'll bet he runs better today. This is an interesting race.
Yes, it is.
Even the 4 horse is working well. And I have Urban Forest fourth. I shouldn't have that horse fourth. I don't want that horse.
Okay.
I just think there's too many better horses than that horse in the race. Inordinate was the name of that horse. Inordinate.
Yes, very good.
Steve is right on top of his game. Race number 8. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have picked the entry. I don't know.
You did it too, huh?
Yeah. I think both could win. We'll show Mo Reddy's.
Kind of have him surrounded a little
back.
bit, right?
Well,
Reddy's supposed to try to go here, no?
so's Bodie Cream. They're both forward. I think they both can be forward in this race, but so can a Tone. I don't think a Tone is going to. Mo Reddy got a very good trip in this race. Thankfully finished second. This is when I was picking winners. It's a beautiful day. This is one of my probably my best handicapping day of the year. This was a forward race. And by the way, it should be noted that Value Engineering ran extremely well in this race to get third, considering how the pace was.
You defend him. I love how you defend Value Engineering.
He did. He ran very well. It was a paceless
I don't
race.
disagree.
Last time out, I don't know. Was he bad? I'm not sure. He might have moved a little soon, but he was kind of bad last time. Already. I'm not sure how good he is. I prefer Bodie Cream, to be honest with you. Of the 2, I prefer.
Didn't he get a weird ride last time?
I don't know. He wasn't.
I thought he
good
got a
last
weird
time.
ride last
The
time
thing
already.
is, I don't like Ballaroc's tough to take. Attentive actually ran very well last time because it was. By the way, the Attentives coming out of the race where those fractions posted are completely wrong. They went 27, 52, 116, 69. That was a ridiculous slow pace. The Attentive close into it. I just don't know if he's necessarily good enough. But I will say he was way against it in there. I think Atone got extremely lucky.
Very lucky,
Cash
right?
got a terrible trip.
He's
King
the
Cause moved
David
too soon.
Adams 6-1. I was saying he's the fade in here off that trip last time.
Yeah, I mean, Soulmate obviously can't win. He's at a slow pace.
What about Bala Rocks?
How's he going to win? Where's his race?
Oh, he has back races. I mean, they were for Mott, and they
His
were
recent form's
moons ago.
atrocious.
Yeah.
His form's atrocious. He's
But
running a
if you, re- you know,
$40,000
if you pick him, if you pick him apart though, this year, right? He gets him. He runs him in the Henry Clark. He runs against Corelli and Dreams of Tomorrow, who aren't bad horses. Then he catches Hard Love in the Belmont Day Allowance race, second off the layoff. He goes to Pimlico, and I didn't watch the replay. There's some trouble in the
Really? You didn't watch the replay?
There's some trouble.
I can't. You didn't watch the replay. Was this like the only one
Could
the
you let
whole
me
day you
finish,
didn't
please?
watch?
There's some trouble in the running line, and then he comes back and he wins on a turf. I mean, he's going to be a gigantic price.
You know why?
Because he should be. I got it. But this is a horse that does have back form. He's a stakes winner over the course.
Congratulations.
He's a huge price.
Doswell is the horse the entry has to fear because Doswell's pretty good.
Where's he been?
He has feet issues. If you would read the articles that Dave Grenig wrote for DRF, or maybe it was even here.
I think he still writes
was it
for
here?
him, right?
What do you mean he still writes for him? Dave
You said he
Grenig is like
wrote for
the
DRF.
guys like the guys that James Brown of horse racing.
He said he wrote for.
The hardest working man in racing. I will say that this race is phonied up. This is is this two back? Or is this his last race? This is Fort Lauderdale because this was a wild, fast pace. It was a total meltdown race. But he's kept good company, and he's a horse that can be forward. I mean, I don't want to just dismiss this horse. I mean, Barkley does not have great numbers off of layoffs, 180-day plus turf routes. He's 2 for 13 with only 3 hitting the board. 5 of them were short prices. But he can win. And the entry's not that strong.
No.
I don't know. They were the only 2 that I wanted.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see the disparity in odds. I thought Doswell was going to be a short price. David has him a lot.
Got an
closer.
entry with 2 horses that can win. They're going to be favored. I think Attentive is the weirdo.
I was wrong.
Here. I'm going to use him.
I was wrong.
Race number 9. Number 9. I will tell you one thing about race number 9. If Sweet Franny Lou runs the last 2 races that she's run,
Dunzo.
she's a cinch.
This is tapioca pudding on her.
Cinch.
If you knew she was going to run one of these 2 races, you bet whatever you want on her.
This is a win by a neck. And listen, if Home for Christmas wants to go, she can stalk her because she stalked in this race. And this horse had huge trouble 2 back in Saratoga, and they were moving last time out. This horse ran. This race was falling apart. She still held the field up. She did every bit of running in here. Her career turned around, and if she can run back to these races, and I get it, she's coming back in just 20 days, and you just don't know. They're not exactly the top, but she's going to beat these horses if she runs those races.
Yes, she is.
She's just better than them.
Yep. The only horse I wanted to take a little bit of a shot against it with was
the
Babylon's Law.
co-favorite.
She's the second choice.
I mean, how well did she run last time? We'll take a look at her.
Well, she ran okay last time.
She ran okay. Is it possible that's just a stinko race?
It could be. It could
That's
be a
my
stinko
concern.
race. Yeah.
I mean, did she really run better than Unicorn Sally?
No.
She really didn't.
No, she probably didn't. But one of them's run 3 times, one of them's run 19
I
times.
get it.
I'm
One
always
of
going
them's
to lean
Chad
to the one
Brown.
that's
I
run
get
3
it, but
times.
she's
One of
also
them's
going to
Chad
be a
Brown.
lot shorter price.
Yeah, no question about it.
Price does matter.
No question
You know who I'm
about it.
throwing in? And she can win,
Who
obviously.
are you throwing in,
Pop
Andy?
the Bubbly.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, I kind of want somebody from out of that, not in the My Lips Are Sealed race. Yeah, not left with too many horses in here. I mean, you're left with Miss Jen, Pop the Bubbly, and Finest Work. Well, I'm not taking Finest Work. I'm not taking Miss Jen. Why not Pop the Bubbly?
I'm using Pop the Bubbly.
Oh, you are. You have
yeah,
her third, too.
of course.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Idiots thinking alike. Anything
All right.
else?
No, that's it.
That's it?
I'm good.
All right. He's good. If he's good, we're good. What's going on here? Anyway.
Ties out
A friend of ours is missing. Anyhow, head over to Naira Bets if you're not a member of Naira Bets. Become a member of Naira Bets. Now is the time. Use the promo code CUP20. Wow, you got that off there quickly, didn't you? There you go, CUP25. We're not in a big hurry. We got time. CUP25, free $25 play, $200 deposit match. Play through Naira Bets. Support New York racing and keep the money in the game. Okay, now we'll go to that 50-50 with Delaware. Opt in, Belmont and Delaware today. $15 bonus, 50 or more here and Delaware. And did I read turf racing's done at Delaware
Yes.
for the year? Yeah. Belmont Saturday contest, up till 5 o'clock tomorrow. Sign up for this, $300 buy-in, live money. All right, like those contests. 12:30 to 5 today, covering all the action. And a fun card.
Yeah.
Enjoyed talking about it. I think it's going to be a good day. Nice day racing. An absolutely spectacular day. I mean, I know many of you are not with us, but if you come out to Belmont, if you can get on over here, it's just
No
beautiful.
question about it.
All right. And with that, we are done.
Johnny I.
Johnny I, coming up next. Reprise, Scratch and Changes. Thank you, Mr. Acavato.